It's the peak of summer and we can tell that volatility is low. It's been quite a boring week all around in the crypto markets. Bitcoin is just chopping. This is very normal for this time of year. People are logged out and they don't really care about coins. They're just enjoying summer. Followers of the channel will know that I'm very bullish for Q4, as that is when tends thing to accelerate. But in the meantime, it's a good time to build some long-term positions, as we would prefer to be early for when there's the next run up in the crypto markets. Let's start with channel favorite, Mr Miggles. This is the area of support that I drew out in the last video when I talked about Miggles. You can see the support area is holding quite decently so far. Every time we dip into it, it seems to be getting bought up. Now, one thing is that the RSI only hit around 40. In my experience, if a coin only goes to 40 and then it starts breaking back above the 50, that's pretty bullish for the long-term trend of it. So what I'd want to see now is we look to have dipped into the demand area quite a few times. Now we want another push above the 50 RSI, which would coincide with pushing out of this support area and hopefully going on to make new local highs. And by local highs, I mean recent highs. If we can get past this area here of around 5 cents, which was the recent resistance, then I don't see why we can't hit at least 6 cents, which is a pretty big resistance you can see from a few weeks ago. So maybe we start doing something like this. So 5 cents, maybe a small pullback up to around 6 cents, and hopefully we can keep a strong uptrend. My followers will know that I'm very bullish on Miggles and base as a whole, and nothing has changed there. This is one of the biggest long-term bags that I have. So for me, the short-term price movements are kind of irrelevant, but it's good to keep a track of. My targets are still much higher, and I still expect Miggles to hit at least $315 million market cap, which is Toshi's old all-time high market cap, and I fully expect Miggles to exceed that. If the market was to get some kind of downturn, then maybe we'd break below this support area and we get another push down into the low 1600s area, but I don't see that happening. I've talked about good things happening for Miggles, and I know that there's a big agreement that's been finalized. I'm not sure if it will be publicly announced because it depends on both parties, but it's something that will definitely help Miggles grow and get more exposure in the long term. But because of that, I'm not sure how deep the dips would go, as I would fully expect any deeper dips to be bought up. But if we were to get the 1600s again, that is an absolute gift, and it would probably coincide with another touch of the RSI oversold like we had here, which is around the bottom. That would be like the ultimate area to load up on Miggles and then just log out. You might as well enjoy the rest of the year and then come back when it's a full-blown base season. We can see the 12-hour chart, even though it broke below the 50, it still seems to be holding in the purple support area. So we'd want to see it start pushing now, especially if the 12-hour starts pushing above the 50 as well. You can see on the previous run-up that we had that we only got to 5 cents and the 12-hour RSI only got to 60. So there's a lot of room for it to push into overbought regions, which I would fully expect to be around 6 cents and higher when we get it. There's a few things happening. So Miggles announced that they've teamed with Go Hype Lab for a 4-week ad campaign, and this ad company has a record of working with big names in the crypto industry such as MetaMask, CoinGecko, you know all these names, CoinMarketCap, Uniswap. So hopefully we'll be seeing a lot of marketing pushes happening with Miggles over the next 4 weeks. We've also had the Base on-chain summit happening this weekend, and this is the founder of Base Chain, Jesse Pollack, holding some Miggles merch. So I know the team met with him and a few other Base people at on-chain summit, and apparently a lot of people just can't stop talking about Miggles. You can see the NFTs here. As far as I know, they were given away to a lot of key Base people. So if we can get Base people using the NFTs as well, that just shows that the cult of Miggles is growing. And once you get the cult, that's when you get the very strong, determined community members who just keep pushing the coin. That should lead to a uptrend in price as well over time because you have the cult. Another metric I also track with Mr Miggles is the amount of search volume that it has monthly on YouTube. So this is a tool called vidIQ. The last time I checked, this was around 23,000. So it's already up to nearly 27,000. So that's showing good growth in the amount of people searching on YouTube for Mr Miggles. So it shows that the interest is there. You can see on the side here, we have the biggest coins such as Pepe having around 338,000. So we want to see the trend of this search volume keep going up and matching some bigger meme coins. Just a comparison, you can see Brett has nearly 50,000 on the search volume. So Brett has double the search volume, but the market cap is way higher. So maybe there's a discrepancy there with the demand of Miggles versus the price. So some of the Miggles team emphasized, if you go to their Telegram, just exactly what the plan is for Base Chain, what they found out from the on-chain summit. Not sure how to switch to Telegram. I should figure that out really. But let me read out what one of the Miggles team said. They said, Jesse Pollack wants to turn Base into an on-chain economy that normies can easily integrate into their business and daily lives. He compared on-chain adoption to internet adoption, except we don't need new hardware for on-chain adoption. We just need people to use different apps. I'm so bullish on base, and Miggles is so early. And you can see what they're trying to do. They're trying to get so many people on base chain. This was posted 2 days ago by Jesse Pollack, and they're trying to onboard small businesses to use stable coins on base. So I've seen something about like buying coffee with stable coins on base, but they're just trying to get more people using base chain. The idea around base meme coins and base season is that once you get a lot of money flowing to base chain and base season, people will try out the meme coins. If you follow Solana season, you'd know that there was a lot of new things launching on Solana, and then that brings attention to Solana, and that gets money flowing into Solana ecosystem, which led to the money flowing into Solana meme coins. What I'm hoping is that the same thing happens with base chain, but on a much bigger scale, because Coinbase are, in my opinion, a lot bigger than Solana. So yeah, for the people who watch for Miggles, it's still looking good to me long term. I'm still very, very bullish, and hopefully there's a good public announcement soon. Let's look at the biggest base meme coin, Brett. The last time we looked at Brett, we said it was close to resistance at around 10 cents. What we wanted to see was for the price to break above and reclaim the area of around 10 cents and start pushing. But it looks like it was a very heavy resistance area, and it's just been downtrending since then. It's hard for me to be particularly bullish on this chart right now because it just looks like a downtrend. So we had a lower high here with a lower low compared to this low, another lower high, lower low, and then looks like this was the bounce up to there. So at the minute, I would fully expect the support level to break, as it looks pretty weak on the whole. The only thing is, I know in meme coins it's common to get double tops, and you also get double bottoms. Actually, not just meme coins, you get that in a lot of coins in crypto. So maybe we'd get a push down and get a double bottom around the 7 cents region. As you can see, there's like a big area of support around here. We tapped into it once on the recent crypto nuke. Maybe we go deeper to the other area of support I mapped out around 5500s. All the low sixes you can see here, deeper into this demand area. But it looks like a downtrend. It's hard for me to say it looks good right now. If you're still bullish on Brett long term, then you can maybe try and wait for a daily RSI touch into the oversold level of -30. We've never had one on the Brett chart, and I think I spoke about this recently on a Pepe video, that the first touch of a daily RSI into the red area, well, red on my TradingView charts, below 30 on Deck Screener, is like an automatic buy, because the first time always gets bid heavily. One thing I've noticed though is there's a kind of divergence happening now, although it needs to confirm. So the price is going down now, but the RSI is slowly rising. Now usually I would prefer divergences if they hit the oversold below 30 and then start to do this, but it's something to keep an eye on, as these can play out as well. What you'd want is to see this start curling up now like that, and the price to start curling back up, maybe with the double bottom like I mentioned. I think if you want to play Brett, then you see the reactions if it goes deeper into this demand area, and then you see if it looks like a double bottom is in play, and then you buy it. The one thing for me about Brett is it's already at 800 million market cap, and I'm not sure personally that the narrative around it will hold up. I know it's a very controlled supply coin, and that can limit the amount of big exchanges it can go on. As far as I remember, it's on Bybit, but it's not really on any bigger exchanges. But if we get a push into the oversold area, into this region, low 5 cents, then yeah, I'd definitely buy that for a swing trade. The thing with Brett is I'm very bullish on base chain, and I expect Brett to keep running at some point, just because the whole rising tides thing around money flowing into base chain and flowing into all the meme coins, then of course it'll flow to what is already the biggest meme coin. I just think there's better risk rewards elsewhere. But let me know in the comments, do you think I'm wrong about that? Do you think Brett will still continue to be the biggest meme coin on base chain? If you're always online like I am, you will definitely have seen memes around this guy before. This handsome fellow is known as Gigachad, and Giga is one of the meme coins that has been running quite heavily recently on Solana. So this is the guy's Instagram, and his most recent post on Instagram actually shills the coin itself, Giga. So it's endorsed by the actual guy in the memes. Look how freaky he looks, by the way. So on his Instagram it says link in bio. So I press his Twitter on his bio, it goes to his Twitter, it has his links, and then just to confirm, if I go to Deck Screener, it goes to the chart. So it's definitely endorsed by the guy, which is a big thing for a meme coin. Before we look at the chart, let me just look at the mind share of Giga and Kaito AI. So this is the mind share over the past 7 days of all the main meme coins. We can see that Giga is the 6th most talked about meme coin in the past week. That tells us that there's a lot of people interested and tweeting about Giga. So this is mentions and engagement for the past 6 months, and you can see in the past week it's just blown up even more. One thing to be wary of is sometimes when a coin has such big spikes in mind share, that can be a local top for the coin. But even if I filter the results of the last 7 days, you can see that the coin has a lot of impressions. It has Ansem, 136k impressions, 50k impressions from Murad, and there's a lot of big accounts tweeting about Giga, so there could be a lot of long-term support for it. If you watch the Brett section before this, you'll see I talked about a divergence that was near the lows of Brett. Well, Giga looks like it had a 4-hour divergence which resulted in the top. So you can see here, there was an all-time high here, then a new all-time high here, but there was a high of the RSI here, but the RSI went lower even though the price went higher, which is what we call a divergence. And then since then, price has gone down about 33% from the highs. One thing I want to point out about this Giga chart is you can see every time it's had a run up, it's gone to around the 50 and then ran up again, around the 50, ran up again. Even here, it was a small bounce up, but it still ran up again. This time we dumped through, and then that was when the downtrend was happening for Giga. But we had recently again, first we had a big push up and then around the 50 before we legged up again, and right now it's around the 50 level. So if this trend is intact, then we would expect Giga to start bouncing again from here. I've mapped out a fairly big area of support here. It looks like we've touched into. When I zoom out on the 12-hour, you can see a bit more clear. So you can see we've had 1, 2, 3 touches into this high time frame demand area. What I'd want to see now for Giga would be it to start pushing up and maybe do something like this and break new all-time highs. If you want to trade it, you could buy now and then cut if it goes below and into this purple support area, as breaking below it would probably signal that a downtrend is coming. So you'd buy for a push to all-time highs and cut on a break of structure. Personally, I don't have any Giga at the minute, but it's a chart I'm watching just because I think there's a fairly good cult around it. And it's one of the most famous memes on the internet, so I think it has a lot of sticking power. If the price were to break below the purple area, the next area I'd be interested in would be around 14, 15, 13 cents, somewhere around that region. That would be around 50 to 60% from the highs, which is quite a common dip in meme coins after they have a lot of momentum. I think it's a coin to watch, so let's see how it plays out, and I'll update it again in the next few videos. The last coin is one we've looked at a lot before, which is Neiro. The last time I talked about Neiro, I mentioned that when you get a big listing such as a Bybit listing, and Neiro got a Bybit perps listing, that can be a signal for early whales to start exiting because they have a lot more liquidity to dump into, and unfortunately that's looked like what happened with Neiro. When we last looked at it, I think the price was around here, and I said a safer play would be to buy once it broke all-time high in case it broke down in the purple support area. You can see that we broke down quite a lot, and for the first time on Neiro's chart, we're getting close to the oversold level of the RSI, which is below 30. The thing is, it's already at a pretty decent support area, and it's already had a 52-53% dip from the top, which, like I always mention, is very common within higher momentum meme coins. Now, one thing about Neiro is there's so many versions of it. It makes it very annoying, and it makes liquidity spread out. By that I mean, this meme alone, if there was one Neiro, would probably be an easy 1 billion plus market cap meme coin. But even recently, we had another Neiro on Ethereum run up to 60 million, and this was the past 2-3 days. So obviously, if another Neiro is running, it's going to take liquidity away from the other Neiro, the one here. So I think this one's going up and then that one's going down. From what I've read about this one, there's a lot of Chinese whales and people connected with this one, and Chinese community love Doge family and anything related to Doge, SHIB. So they would get onto Neiro pretty easily. They say they're the first Neiro on Ethereum, but it doesn't really matter which one's the first. Like Pepe, there were 7 versions of that before the main one that went to 6 billion. The only thing that matters is which coin has been chosen to run. If I type Neiro, you can see there's a 13 million cap one on Solana, 36, 151, another 5 million. It's so annoying because it's a very easy thing to meme and to rally around if there was one coin. We do have the Bybit listing. What would be good is if you had a Bybit spot listing. Because they got on Bybit perps, they definitely have a good market maker such as DWF Labs or Wintermute. So we're hoping that over time they will get onto more spot exchange listings. I think if you want to buy Neiro now and you believe this one is going to be the main one out of all the Neiros, it's in a pretty attractive region to buy now. This area of support I've marked here around 10 cents. If we got to there, I would think that that would be an ultimate bottom, because I would guess pushing down to 10 to 12 cents would also push the RSI down to the oversold level for the first time. And let me show you the Miggles chart. When that reached the oversold level for the first time here, it was the actual bottom at around 14.5 million market cap, and then it went to a 3x, like 45 million. I would expect Neiro to have a similar reaction if it ever got to the 4-hour oversold level. It's just the whole thing about the fractured liquidity which puts me off a bit from Neiro. But look at the mindshare for the past 7 days. Neiro has the 3rd highest mindshare out of all the meme coins. This is what I'm saying, but if there was one coin, it would be an easy $1 billion coin, I think. I still would expect the main Ethereum run to reach that just because it has the highest market cap and it's a very memeable thing. But I can't ignore what I'm seeing with the mindshare. Even today, Neiro has the biggest mindshare today out of every single meme coin. And I expect that to maintain, because I know there's a lot of Doge and Shiba people who shilled that a lot who are now shilling Neiro. So I think it's a definite coin to keep track of, like we have been. If you want to be safer around Neiro and you don't want to buy into what is a downtrend at the minute, then you can wait for it to go above, oh, this is market cap, wait for it to reclaim this area of 20 cents. Now you might think, why would I wait for the price to be higher? It would be confirmation that there's an uptrend again, so it's a safer play. But I can see it's kind of rounding into this area of support, so I wouldn't be surprised now if it ran from 15 back to 20. My instinct says it's bottom for now. Okay guys, that was a look at 4 of the most popular meme coins at the minute. If you like the analysis, then please subscribe to the channel, since I'm trying to make it grow and I'm trying to hit 100 subscribers. I just saw whilst recording that I'm up to 70, and 100 would be a very nice target to reach. So please help me with that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.